Once upon a time, there was a fairy garden, and it grew and thrived at Tagawa Gardens in Centennial, Colorado. Hi, I'm Luan Aiken here at Tagawa Gardens in Centennial. What in the world is a fairy garden? Well, you've come to the right place if you want to find out. We're going to build a fairy garden. Basically, a fairy garden is a miniature landscape that would make an inviting and enticing home for little gnomes and fairies and wonderful little woodland spirits. So how do you make one? Easier than you might think. Here at Tagawa's we have kits, and you can actually buy a lot of the parts and pieces to make your own fairy garden. We have some that are already completed, and you can buy those. But perhaps the most fun of all is to make one from scratch, and that's what we're going to do. You need a container with drainage. Any container that is wider and fairly shallow will work quite well. This is a wooden container. We sell these, and it definitely has drainage holes already drilled in the bottom. Whatever container you use needs to have good drainage. So let's just see what kinds of plants we will put into our fairy garden. The soil in a fairy garden needs to be the best it can be because these plants are going to be in here for a little while. So we have filled our fairy garden with nice, rich soil, not soil from your garden, if you please. Fairy gardens can include all kinds of plants as long as they're small and will stay fairly small. Herbs or house plants make perfect fairy garden plants. So we're going to pull this guy gently out of his pot. Because he has a little bit of a tall root system, I'm going to gently splay those out, make a nice hole all the way down to the bottom of the container, and then backfill it gently. That's going to make a great planting for our corner. What else? How about this little Aurelia, another great houseplant. By the way, fairy gardens can be kept indoors in bright light and outdoors in a dappled light, shady area during the summer. And this is such a great way to get kids introduced to and fond of taking care of plants. What else? Maybe some flowering plants. This little alyssum will be good. When the flowers fade, you kind of clip them off, give them just a little bit of time, and they'll set new flowers. But we definitely want to have something flowering in our fairy garden. Can you tell I like this? I have so much fun with this. It really brings out my inner gardening fairy. One more small thing. How about something that will drape over the side, like this little ivy? Squeeze the pot, catch it. There we go. Open it up just a little tiny bit. Make our planting hole and tuck it gently in. Now, one of the most fun parts of having a fairy garden is giving it accessories. So let's put a little love seat in this fairy garden. We can also put a little table over in the corner so the fairies and gnomes can have dinner al fresco. A little chair there, a little chair there. Tagawa's has all kinds, a huge assortment. In addition to all the accessories we sell here at Tagawa's, you can put in some rocks. Maybe you collected something on a little hiking trip. Bits of wood are nice. Pine cones are perfect. A little touch of nature. And then, of course, perhaps best of all, we need to put in some fairies and some gnomes, and they will be so right at home. We could go on all day making it your fairy garden with a combination of houseplants, with a combination of little accessories and things that you collect on hikes or visits to the beach. We'll water our garden with duck water. We also offer dolphin and pig water. Whatever you like, we aim to please. And then for a finishing touch, a little misting, and of course, last minute, I feel positively magical when I do this. You know, Tagawa's offers classes in fairy garden making. We also offer birthday parties for boys and girls who want to come make a little more economical version of the fairy garden that they take home with them. For more information on fairy garden, for the details on our classes, our special events, check out our website at tagawagardens.com and come see us at Tagawa's. We would love to help you be green and grow.